Good evening, everyone. You're listening to Red Pill 78. I am the corruption detector, and this is your Red Pill news for Saturday Night Livestream, March 9th, 2019. We've got lots of people waiting in the chat tonight. I'm going to give a couple of shout outs. I see Missouri, Louisiana, Dallas, Texas, Arizona, Burleson, Texas. Oh, I've got many people. Howdy, Arkansas. All right, you guys, I'm just going to have to throw it on slow mode very briefly so that we are not inundated with too many messages and I can see people saying hello. Jeff Stewart already given a super chat. Thank you very much, my friend. I appreciate that. North Carolina, Missouri, Northern Michigan, Florida, Jacksonville, Maine, Massachusetts, Hopewell, Long Island, Kentucky, Kansas, Oregon, Idaho, Wisconsin, another Texas, Gulf Breeze, Florida, Scotland, somebody's here from Scotland, New Zealand, Lakeside, California, Texas, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Connecticut. Wow, awesome. You guys, I'm really glad that you guys are here tonight. We've got a couple of special guests in the house tonight. I know we don't normally have call-ins on Saturdays, but this is a really important subject. What you see on the screen right now is a picture of a man named Schaffer Cox. Schaffer is a modern-day political prisoner, and I've got his website pulled up right here, and just real briefly, he was a Second Amendment advocate, and he was running for office in Alaska, and it didn't go too well for him. So we have a musician here, Jordan Page. Jordan, can you say hello?
Hey, Red. Thanks for having me on tonight, buddy.
I'm really glad you're here, Jordan. Awesome. And then also is Angela Clemmons. She is the president of Schaffer's Angels, and she's also on Schaffer's legal team. Can you say hello, Angela?
Hello. Thank you for having me.
I'm glad you're here. In addition to having them here to talk to us about Schaffer's situation, Jordan has a music video of a song that he wrote that we're going to be premiering live here for the first time, and then I believe that it's going to be available publicly worldwide tonight at midnight. Is that right, Jordan?
That is the rumor, my friend.
All right. Well, Angela, why don't you start off telling us how you got involved with Schaffer and just maybe give us some backstory on Schaffer himself.
Okay. Schaffer Cox was he was a powerful speaker in Alaska, and comes from a homeschool family. He comes from a long line of pastors. His father's a pastor. His grandfather was a pastor. And he was just speaking up against corruption in Alaska, and the authorities did not like that.
And can you tell us what happened?
Yeah, the more he spoke up against the child pornography ring and drug trafficking, they began to target him by sending in 2 FBI informants in hopes to get him to stop focusing on the government corruption and to try to provoke him to violence. So through 2 long years of FBI informants attempting to provoke him to violence, they were never successful. And so Schaffer never agreed to violence. One of his famous quotes is, if they come for him, he was going to pull a Gandhi, not a Rambo. And the fact that he never agreed to violence actually made them even more angry. And they did different things. Like, one of the things they did was threaten to take his child. And he still would not agree to violence. At one point, it made one of the FBI informants so angry that he held a knife to the throat of Schaffer's really good friend, Les Serby, in front of Schaffer and Schaffer's young child. And still, he never agreed to violence.
Yeah, I remember seeing something about the recording of him specifically stating that he would never do that. So they were trying to basically entrap him so that he would not continue his quest to go against these drug traffickers and these people committing crimes against children. Now, why was it so important that they wanted to stop Schaffer from doing this stuff? Who was it that he was actually going after?
Well, he was just calling out corruption of all kinds of local Alaska officials. He believed that the government should follow their founding document, the Constitution. And he created what's called the Liberty Bell system, and that is basically if someone was getting pulled over by a cop or someone's getting harassed by some person in authority, they could call someone on this Liberty Bell, and as many people as possible could show up with their telephones to record the situation and prevent a death. So.
Wow. So tell me, where is Schaffer now? You said that he's been imprisoned. I know that he had lots of charges lodged against him, and that those charges have largely been dropped at this point, but he's still in prison.
Yeah, his case was a state case, and the state of Alaska threw his case out. The 2 years that he was being recorded by FBI, undercover FBI informants, prove his innocence. So the state of Alaska, Robert John was the attorney. They were able to play those tapes in court, and the case was completely thrown out. So the federal government didn't like that. So while he was still in jail, they took him to federal court, which they are actually the federal government is out of jurisdiction to even try his case. They have no jurisdiction over most crimes. And conspiracy and solicitation is 2 of those crimes. They have no jurisdiction, which basically means they're holding him illegally and unconstitutionally for the last 8 years.
So, so is there anything pending against him? I mean, how can they be holding him if there's no crimes that have been committed?
Well, they fabricated the crime. So when they took him to federal court, the same tapes that proved his innocence on the state case, or it proved his innocence and got the case thrown out, the federal judge who was hearing that they had to bring out a requirement case, that judge refused to let the tapes be played in federal courts. And so they withheld exculpatory evidence that could prove Schaffer's innocence. And so that's how he was convicted.
Okay. So where does it stand now? Is there anything ongoing? Like, has anyone tried to... Now, I should point out that this was all under the Obama administration, okay? This was the Obama administration. So now we have a completely new president. Has anyone, like, tried to reach out to President Trump or consider Schaffer for some type of a pardon, or at least to make people aware that this guy is sitting in prison, just rotting in a cell? And it's not just any prison. He's in a prison with the worst possible criminals that you can possibly imagine, terrorists and such. Please tell us about that.
Well, he's in one of 2 CMU prisons. They're considered black site prisons. Most people don't know they exist. They were founded outside of Congress. Congress did not approve them. There's one of the prisons is in Marion, Illinois. One is in Terre Haute, Indiana. And they're prisons within a prison. So when for the whole time of his incarceration, 6 months, he was in general population, only 6 months. And when they take him back to the CMU, they processed him out of BOP and into the CMU. So we know someone else runs it. And the FOIA requests that we have, tried to do FOIA requests, Freedom of Information Act, to see who runs the CMU. And it comes back as it's not a government agency and they don't have to tell us. So we don't actually know who runs the CMUs. They have no transparency. The one in Marion has around 30 people, and one in Terre Haute has around 36 to 40 men. Most of them are foreign terrorists, and they usually put a few people in there, 5 to 7 people, and they call them balancers, so that they don't get in trouble for just holding all Muslims. Most of them are Muslims. And I don't know if you keep up with the Facebook page, Schaffer Cox at Schaffer's Angels. He was recently talking about one of the murders that happened in November.
Yes,
ISIS style. Mm-hmm.
Yes, tell us about that. That was horrible.
Yeah, the guys were having a Bible study in one of their cells and singing hymns, and one of the Muslims, bum rushed him, and one of them they tied his hands behind his back, and they tried to slit his head off with a wire, and they were unsuccessful and left him for dead. The next guy they stabbed 12 times, and a strong Christian man named Kurt Johnson, he stood up and said, "That's enough," and they all backed down and stopped.
It's
The
insane.
guards, when that happens, the guards usually go and hide and wait for the SWAT team. So these prisoners are they're fighting for their life. And Schaffer is well aware that any day could be his last. He's well aware of that.
God, that's just horrible. Jordan, tell us how you got involved with Schaffer's cause.
Okay, well, I heard Schaffer's name many years ago, maybe 5 years ago, from a mutual friend of Schaffer and I, and he was already incarcerated at this point, and I just didn't think much of it. It just didn't click. And you know, people who may not know me, I mean, I'm a musician. I'm a songwriter. I did a lot of work with Ron Paul and the Ron Paul Revolution, and I read a lot of songs that have a libertarian bent to them, and I take on political issues that I care about, that I think are important, and that's kind of how I contribute to the cause of liberty, besides other forms of activism as well. But Schaffer's story came into my life last June when a friend at an event that I was at, that I was performing at, handed me a book called The Lost Lyrics of Schaffer Cox. And it was 60 songs that he had written from prison. And I read this book, and it just about broke my heart. I mean, you know, Schaffer and I have so much in common. We're both libertarian. We're both activists. We're both husbands and fathers. We're both Christians. And we just had so much in common. And to read the anguish that he had gone through in lyric form, which is, you know, something I'm very familiar with, really touched me on a very deep level. And I approached a friend of mine who I know was in touch with Schaffer and was part of a team that talks to him regularly. And she suggested that we do a song for Schaffer, which I was all about. And she introduced me to Angela and Schaffer's Angels, who helped to coordinate the recording of the song and the filming of this music video. Something I didn't realize until recently, maybe a couple weeks ago, was that all these lyrics in this book that had an impact on me and led to the writing of this song were lyrics that he had been writing in a previous prison. And when they came to move him, he was forced to leave those pages behind. And they were thought lost forever. But someone, and we don't know who, someone, mysterious person, either a guard or a prisoner, found the papers and read them and must have been so moved by them that they smuggled them out of the prison. And they were put into the hands of Schaffer's team, who then published them into this book, which ended up in my hands and inspired me. And then I wrote the song for Schaffer. It's called The Persecution of Schaffer Cox. And Angela and I decided to release the song on the anniversary of his unlawful arrest, which is March 10th, which is tomorrow. So the song is going to be available for download, for purchase on iTunes, Amazon, CD Baby, Google Play, you name it, any major digital retail outlet, it'll be available. Should be available by midnight tonight, and as well the video as well. We're going to premiere the video on your show, of course, but it will be available on YouTube starting tonight and tomorrow. And so we're trying to get the word out about Schaffer's case. The judge in his case just ordered that all of that exculpatory evidence Angela mentioned to be released. And we want to put pressure, political pressure, social pressure, to make that transition happen and to get Schaffer out of jail. He has a real shot of getting out. And there's very few forces on earth as more important and more powerful than public opinion. And we want people to know who Schaffer is. We want to get him out of prison. That is our goal. And this evidence that was withheld by the prosecution is a key to that. And that's what we're trying to hope to do with the song, is to raise awareness and to get people to go to freeschaffer.com and to sign up for the email list so they can get updates from Schaffer. They can get his letters from prison, and they can have the opportunity to donate to his legal defense fund, which is considerable, and the need there is considerable. And we want to be able to provide for that legal defense, all the way in every way possible. So 50% of the proceeds of this song, meaning 50% of the sales of the song, are going to go right to the foundation for that purpose. So I made Schaffer a co-author of the song because I used several lyrics from a couple different songs that he had written in this book. I put them into this song. So he and I are both co-authors on it, which is really cool. And I've been talking to Schaffer for a few months now through very heavily monitored emails through the prison system, and was able to talk to him a few weeks ago, and we really bonded. I got to play the song for him over the phone, and Schaffer told me in that conversation that he had lost the ability to cry many years ago. Just this very human action that most people are able to do, he had completely lost the ability to do. And hearing the song and hearing my children playing in the background reminded him that there was a real world out there beyond these cold walls, just full of hatred and misery. And it gave him a lot of hope, and it made him feel like he might be able to cry again, and reconnected him to this human part of himself. Schaffer is a very inspiring person. The same qualities that inspired a lot of us to follow Ron Paul you can find in Schaffer. He's a very intelligent, compassionate, and earnest, virtuous man, a righteous man, and he must be free. He's an innocent man in the worst prison one of the worst prisons in the world for a crime that never happened. They just wanted to shut him up, and it's time for his voice to be heard again. And I'm just another person who cares and has a voice and wrote a song, and we're gonna hear it.
All right, so we've got a lot of people in the chat asking how they can help out, so I'm just going to reiterate. You guys can go to freeschaffer.com. You can sign up for the newsletter. You can purchase the song, because 50% of the proceeds of every song sold is going to go into his legal defense fund. There are also a couple of documentaries, it looks like, on here. It looks like maybe a film that Schaffer, just a talk that he was giving, and then also a documentary about what happened to him. And a lot of information, you guys. It's a horrific tale to think that this is still happening. And, we're sitting here now a couple years after the Obama administration, and he's still rotting away in this prison, and it's even worse situation than it was just a couple of years ago. You guys want to hear something crazy? YouTube will not allow me to type in the website into the chat room. When I type in the freeschaffer.com website, YouTube will not allow it to go through. Usually, I have no problem. I have no problem typing anything in, but for some reason, they don't want me to get that out there. So I invite everybody to go to the website. You can also get a hold of Angela on the website and Schaffer's Angels. You've got an email address, schaffercox@gmail.com. And then, of course, instructions on how to send donations, write letters, and then get to social media. So, do you guys have anything else that you want to say before we play the video?
Well, I wanted to say that we really like to try to find a filmmaker, someone willing to tell the truth about Schaffer's story. And you had mentioned earlier, anyone trying to contact President Trump. I've contacted multiple times Young. He's the senator in Indiana, and he's good friends with Pence. And so I have requested them many times for them to have Pence or Trump give me a call so we can talk about Schaffer Cox. And then we also have an attorney who's trying to draft a pardon application to get to Trump. So if people can go to the website, of course, and if anybody wants to call the Senator Todd Young in Indiana, that works too.
All right, I'm going to try to type it into the chat without the URL information, so I'm just going to do Free Schaffer and then a dot as the word and then com. You guys, freeschaffer.com. Please go and check it out. Let's see if that works. All right, it did it. It allowed me to do it then. All right, you guys, I want to thank you both for coming. I'm going to just move the chat over here so that I can still watch it as the video is playing. And we're going to hear this. This is a great song, you guys. Schaffer is a tremendous individual, and Jordan is a wonderful musician, too. And Angela, thank you for all of the things that you've done to help out his cause as well. So we're going to go ahead and play this right now.
So you finally hear my pleas through these walls from my knees, and the stretch out like an ocean, like a dream where I'm waiting for the world to wake from its sleep. Haven't I given all? Here I stand, ere I fall. Someday soon I'll be free. What a day that will be. Oh, the war's already won. The lies are scattered and undone. Now there's only time between me and what is mine, and the truth will shine through in the end. Until then, didn't I give it all? I will stand, there I fall. Someday soon I'll be free. What a day that will be. And I've been here for so long, and the years become one song, and I'm just trying to change my fate. Dear God, I'm not too late. Haven't I given all? Here I stand, there I fall. I am you, and you are me. We are one, don't you see? 'Cause I was made for greater things. Dungeons have made many kings. One day soon I will be through the veil. Wait for me. One day soon I will be through the veil. Wait for me.
Oh my God. Jordan. It's amazing, dude. I can't tell you how moved myself and so many people in the chat are. It's just incredible. Thank you so much for that. Jordan, thank you so much. That was incredible. Okay, myself, everybody in the chat, many people are talking about how moved they are. That was just amazing.
Oh, it's awesome. I was reading some of the comments, and I appreciate you guys so much. You know, this moved me so much, the story, and you know, I put myself in his shoes, and he's living in a nightmare. You know, he said that he felt like he's gone through 27 tours in Vietnam. And you know, Schaffer sent me a list of all the horrible things that he has witnessed and endured while he's been in prison, and it just blew my mind. And you know, it needs to be exposed. You know, the truth has to come to light, and I really appreciate all that support from the chat, and God bless you guys. And the song will be available at freeschaffer.com. You can also get it on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, anywhere that you download music. I'm also on Spotify, and I'm also I have a Pandora station. And my website is jordanpagemusic.com, JORDANPAGE music, and it'll be there as well as other songs like this that are about causes that I care about. But Schaffer Cox is such a special story, and it really the story needs to be told. We got to get this guy out. This is one of our brothers, rotting in a cage, fearing for his life every day, but he's not afraid. He, like, when I talked to him on the phone, he was so upbeat and just full of faith and full of hope, and just really inspired me to step up my game as a person, as a Christian, as a man. And I'm really privileged to be part of this, and just want to help him. He's no different than me. My message is pretty much the same. I'm actually probably more radical than Schaffer. And the fact that he's in prison is just an absolute travesty. It's an absolute injustice, and it's a threat to justice everywhere when an innocent man is sentenced to 26 years to silence his voice. So I just, thanks for having us on. Thank you for showing this video, and it'll be available on YouTube and Facebook, and it'll be all over the internet by tomorrow. And we just want everyone who's listening, who watched tonight, to share it with everyone they know. Just spread the message. Please donate to Schaffer's Angels. I'm going to be, like I said, 50% of the song proceeds are going straight to the foundation to pay for legal costs. But I'll be donating from my portion as well, and trying to support this cause, until he's released. I told Schaffer on the phone that my dream is for he and I to stand on stage together in front of a large crowd and sing this song together. And that's really where we're trying to get to.
Well, I think it's a great place to get to, and I want to encourage everybody here to please share this once you go to the website, once you go to Jordan's website. If you've got Facebook, everybody knows I don't have Facebook, but go to Facebook and go to Schaffer's Angels. Do either of you have a Twitter? Because many of my followers have Twitter, and that's what I use.
Yeah, Schaffer's Twitter is @Schaffer_Cox.
Okay.
And my Twitter is Jordan Page Music.
All right, I'll be following both of them after the show, you guys. Thank you so much for coming. It means a lot, and I want to have you guys back because I want to keep everybody up to date on what's going on with Schaffer. So keep talking to me, you guys. We'll be in touch.
All right, thank you, Red.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Have a great night.
You too.
Yep, bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right, you guys. So this is a real tragedy. This guy is a political prisoner in modern-day America. He was put in prison for doing nothing other than what we do right here, exposing corruption, showing who the bad people were, trying to save children, and stopping people from being addicted to drugs. I'm going to take a look through the chat here real quick, you guys, because there was a lot of things that came through. I need to say thank you to Jean Culpepper. Oh, Muffin needs to get in her chair. Here, honey. Here, get up there. Get up there. Get up there. She's got her own chair so that she can sit in it when we're on the air together. Jean Culpepper, she's just said amen. Thank you very much, Jean. Jeff Stewart, multiple times, The Great Awakening. Thank you for that super chat, Jeff. New Guardian says blessings to all Anons and their pets. Thank you very much, New Guardian. Bullwinkle. It's a series of emojis. Bullwinkle, I don't know what these emojis mean, buddy, but tell me about it. Jeff Stewart again says Moab's incoming. D. Clue Girl says, hey, Red Pill, it's Saturday, hun. Hugs. Thank you. I'm hugging you back. Jeff Stewart again says, good night, Patriots. Got to go. Sorry you had to leave, Jeff. Hopefully you can check this tomorrow or maybe later tonight and you'll see that I said thanks. Patty Patriot says, new Arizona resident, keeping America red. Good for you, Patty. Good for you, Patty. Carissa Hartunian says, hashtag free Schaffer Cox. That's right. Wolfhouse says, this song stirs my soul. And I think that you said it best, buddy. That's exactly how I feel. I see that somebody mentioned in the chat something about starting a White House petition. That's a great idea. If somebody starts a White House petition, then I will totally share it. You've definitely got my signature on it. And my stream says it's Friday. What? Oh, crap. Sorry, hold on. Let's change that right now. All right, that should update in a moment, you guys. That's funny. Muffin is really high maintenance, Christian. She is super high maintenance, but she's worth it. You know, she was sleeping most of the day, and then she came in and hung out with me. So again, we've got Jordan Page's website, jordanpagemusic.com. Let's see if it'll let me put that in the chat box. Oh yeah, Jordan Page Music, that totally works. But Free Schaffer Cox doesn't work. Yeah, you guys, we're going to go over all these. I can't believe that it doesn't work. They obviously do not want people to know about Schaffer and his situation. Yeah, White House petitions, I don't really think they work either. We're doing it for years. Yeah, and they don't calculate all. You know what I think the problem, Bob, is that they people don't go and confirm their email address. Chris Pick says, I'll give you 2 5-year-olds for 1 10-year-old. Well, Muffin's only 5. I got her in 2014. So yeah, Muffin's about to turn 5, you guys. Muffin's about to turn 5. Oh, Muffin. She's just looking at me right now. Love it, love it, love it. Hey, Moving Pictures, you finally made it to a live show. Great. Glad you're here, buddy. Glad you're here. Tonight is daylight savings time. Thank you very much for reminding me, Chris. So spring ahead, fall back. So we're going to lose an hour of sleep tonight. So everybody don't stay up too late. But yeah, so there's Schaffer with his children who he does not get to see. It's very, very sad. So let's take a look through just some of the website here. Where is it? There, the actual story of Schaffer Cox. This is so convoluted. Breedlove Live just gave me a super chat. Thank you very much, Breedlove Live. I appreciate that. So, Schaffer Cox framed by the FBI. There's a couple different documentaries you guys can watch on the website. So he was a well-known Second Amendment lobbyist who had won 30% of the vote in a state house election. He became the subject of an intense FBI investigation after he angered state and federal authorities by openly accusing them of drug trafficking and child crimes against children right there. Yep. Red Modus Operandi says, you're like LTV. Am I like LTV? Well, maybe, I guess. I don't know. I'd like to think I do my own thing. But, hang on, let's see. Did you guys hear about the latest Donald Trump scandal? Oh my God, wait till you see this. Donald Trump is the worst man in the world because MSNBC said it. How Donald Trump hid his school transcripts. What? All of a sudden, MSNBC is all interested in school transcripts and making sure there's transparency. What do we know about Barack Obama? What do we even know about Barack Obama? We don't know his real name. We don't know anything about him. Ooh, okay. Guys, there have been a ton of posts today. Tons of posts. God, several of them already pushed these ones down. So, starting off here with post 3004, Sessions Senate vote, a tweet status from Paul Sperry. Let's check that out. Breaking. McCabe investigated not just Trump, but Sessions too. Ordering the Sessions probe was another unprecedented partisan action that has been forgotten, said former federal prosecutor Solomon L. Weisenberg, partner at Nelson Mullins in Washington. Hate proof you stole your transcripts from high school? Well, Real Clear Investigations. Paul Sperry is a great journalist. I love Paul's stuff. Let's take a look. So this isn't too long. Let's go ahead and take a gander through. Top FBI official Andrew McCabe did not just investigate President Trump, as he notes in a little publicized part of his new book. McCabe even investigated his department boss, then Attorney General Jeff Sessions. After Senate Democrats asked McCabe to look into allegations, Sessions perjured himself during his confirmation hearings when he denied meeting with Russian officials during the 2016 campaign. Pardon me. Hold on, you guys. I'm going to adjust my seat so that I can better see the chat. All right. There we go. Sessions had, in fact, met with the Russian ambassador. He later corrected the record and explained he had forgotten speaking with the official and was not trying to mislead Congress. Muffin, come here, honey. Ordering the Sessions probe was another unprecedented partisan action. McCabe dished a healthy portion of scorn on Sessions in his book, The Threat, How the FBI Protects America in the Age of Terror and Trump. He accused him of having trouble focusing and having to overcome a huge learning curve for an attorney general. He claimed he wasn't even reading briefing material on national security threats. McCabe also accused Sessions of being Islamophobic and making racist comments in meetings. I doubt it. Diana Davenport, picked friend up at the airport. First time I have to miss live show. Love all of you, fellow patriots. Love you, RP, and I love you too, Diana. Thank you so much for that super chat. Appreciate it. Is Roy Davis in the house? God bless. PSB went great, and they are coming over. We got a Q nod during the... You did! Oh, excellent. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look. So, next one. Obama authorized the targeting. The President of the United States just told you who authorized the targeting. In that tweet from President Trump on the 4th in 2017, terrible, just found out that Obama had my wires tapped in Trump Tower just before the victory. Nothing found. This is McCarthyism. Michael Cody says Sessions was compromised by the deep state. I don't know. Do you guys think that? I don't know. But we're going to go ahead and keep looking through here. Here, listen. We've got a lot of posts to go through, guys, so just if I get to the top and it's not the newest one, just let me know. I will refresh it. Hey, my friend Aaron Moffat is here. What was that? I just had some type of a notification. Oh, I bet you it was my Skype. Hold on, let me shut that down. Okay, I'm going to shut down Discord too, so I don't get any random stuff. So back in December of 2016, our favorite Anon asked, why are Sarah and John getting all the real scoops? Expand your thinking. Why are they now under protection? And then asks us to define protection. And here is a tweet status from Sarah Carter, one of the last real journalists. Well, I had heard rumors. She had heard from our favorite Anon, something tells me. Sarah Carter. Okay. MSNBC is a joke. Let's see. So, this is from number 3008. This is a Zero Delta at 5:50 p.m. And at 5:50 p.m., our favorite Anon and the president both tweeted and posted at the exact same time. Did I forget to read that whole thing? I did. Right here. Nellie Orr, Clowns in America. There are others within the FBI and DOJ linked to Clowns in America. If you guys remember, Peter Strzok is still an employee at the Clowns in America. And, you know what? I forgot to say thank you to Lisa Hagans. Everyone with Twitter, please send Schaffer info to Trump via Twitter. Contact your local reps about this too. Sounds like AG Sessions maybe didn't investigate because he was bugged. Interesting. Shay Mama Story says, I couldn't find the song on Play Store. Oh, it's not going to be available until midnight, you guys. And, Dana, Abel Danger got back to you. Cool, man. I'm looking forward to hearing about it. You guys, you can go to Schaffer's website, freeschaffercox.com, and there is a link right there to buy the song. Now, I'm pretty certain you can't buy it until midnight, so check it out. Oh, hey, my buddy Lisa Mitchell is in the house as well. There are others within the FBI and DOJ. So, when ex-spies go rogue, becoming lawmakers. Right now, we've got a huge problem with Clowns in America in elected office here in the United States. Now, it's not that they left, okay, because you never leave. You never leave, all right? They just go on to different things. They have non-official covers. So Abigail Spanberger, she's one of them. What access does a House member have? What access does a House committee member have? Think Brennan spy campaign on the U.S. Senate. What happens when the Clowns in America target spy insertion? The executive, House, Senate, DOJ, FBI, state, etc. branches of the United States government. How have so many so-called former clown agents ran for House elections in 2018? What party? That would be the Democrats. What happens when the clown targets spy and tech insertion of Google, Facebook, LifeLog, Twitter, etc.? What happens when people wake up to the fact that Facebook is a cover for LifeLog, DARPA? What happens when people discover all RT data, inputs and listening, camera, GPS data, metadata, is being harvested and made accessible to Langley, where the clowns are headquartered. Charter of the NSA, domestic plus foreign. Charter of the Clowns in America, foreign, not domestic. It's forbidden by law. So when they go into these areas of government, when they go into these companies as officially employees or as officially the elected officials, then they are doing the work, but they're not officially there as a agent. Why is the Clowns in America conducting an active umbrella collection campaign, Stringer Tangents to 9, against all U.S. citizens through LifeLog, Facebook, Absorb, TAN targeting, bypass data encryption on phone and tablet, etc.? Primary focus on elected officials? Primary focus on elected officials in key subcommittees? Can activation occur of recording local on device pre-skiff entry? No logs, no keys, ghost in, ghost out. People only engage security and escape vehicles when they have something very serious to fear. What is the fear for Mark Zuckerberg? Look at that. Mark Zuckerberg, is he considering leaving Facebook? Okay, we had that statistically impossible, that zero delta right there. Look at this. This is another Anon's graphic of the proof. Zero delta. Beautiful work, Anon. Now, it's about to happen. Be vigilant. We are being told it's about to happen. You and I, all of us, we have been talking about this for, months now. I've been talking with the people that I interact with on a daily basis. We knew this was coming. Now we are getting closer and closer, and more people are waking up, and we are literally being told right here it's about to happen. Be vigilant, okay? This means that we got to watch out, you guys. We need to watch out for our safety. We need to watch out for things happening in the world. We've talked about the middle of this month. The middle of this month, I think, is going to be very, very important, and I want everybody to be safe. Public Servant says, "Hi, RP and Patriots. Please send prayers for our beloved dog, Protector, and loving friend, Phantom. He was rushed to the vet today. He has fluid around his lungs and stomach. It looks like cancer." Oh, God. Please, everyone, pray for her puppies. I am so sorry, Public Servant. I lost my dog, Harley, to cancer in early 2013. And, no, God, it was 2014. And it's... whatever you can do to help him, to make him comfortable, but we'll all be praying for the puppy. Sealed to unsealed, indictments are coming. We know there are something like 85,000 sealed indictments. Roger Sloan says, checking in from South Carolina. Thanks for the info. Thank you for the info, Roger. Thank you for the super chat as well. The indictments are coming. Be vigilant. It's about to happen. Next, drop 3012. This is a repost from August 31st of this past year. Patriots, stand at the ready and be prepared for what is about to come, the Great Awakening. What does George Papa D have to say? People do understand that the guys the book was thrown at, me, Manafort, Flynn, had FISAs on them. You know why? Because they couldn't afford to not charge them with something, because it is unprecedented to get the FISAs like they did on all these people. They had to have successful prosecutions of these people. Next right here, exclusive. Oh, this is from the Daily Beast. That's right. I actually have that one already pulled up. We've got some good articles here from the Gateway Pundit. So it exists. DOJ finds letter ordering scrutiny of Uranium One and Hillary Clinton. We've already known about this, you guys. We knew that this was coming. We knew that it was already happening. We've already been told. All right? The Anons know. We already know all about it. Well, the Daily Beast is probably freaking out because they don't know. Look at this. This is a pretty great graphic right here. After it claims no such document existed, the Justice Department just unearthed a letter Matt Whitaker delivered to the Utah U.S. Attorney directing a review of how the department handled the Clinton Foundation and the Uranium One issues. Filled with Hope says, love your show. Random note from your show yesterday. Look up quokkas. Yes, they are so cute. I'm referencing your wombat comment. You're not the first person to tell me about quokkas, and believe me, I was up late last night looking up quokkas on the internet. They are very, very cute. I thought it was interesting how they kind of look like a wombat in the face. Is my buddy LJ in the house? Somebody just said that. Any chance of bringing out RBG? Well, I think that once the truth is on the table and these people start getting arrested, they're going to have to get honest about RBG because there's not going to be anybody to cover it up anymore. Hold on, guys. I'm going to vape. So, then Attorney General Jeff Sessions wrote the letter on November 22nd, 2017 for Utah U.S. Attorney John Huber. Well, now we know those planes, those DOJ planes that went in to Little Rock, took all those documents from the Clinton Foundation. We have confirmation of what that was. Now, if anybody out there is still on the fence, still thinking that something's not happening, well, I refer you to reporting by the Daily Beast, a notorious left-wing rag. They're finally reporting on the fact that something is happening. So I can only imagine the reporting that's going to come out in the news that we like to read here. Prepping Sapper says, be prepared for FF. Hammer will fall this month. That's right, you guys. I'm going to say it again. I want you to be especially mindful on the 18th, all right? The 18th. The 18th. I'm going to say it again. The 18th. Be careful, you guys. But the next couple weeks are going to be dicey. I really do believe. So the existence of a letter documenting Sessions' directive that the DOJ revisit probes of Trump's top political foe. Oh, now it's about the fact that it's a top political foe. It didn't count when it was Obama and the DNC and Hillary Clinton going after Trump and trying to unelect him. Muffin is right next to me, you guys. She went back onto her chair. She's no longer in my lap. The Ides of March, that's right, live free or die. The Ides of March are coming up. C60 will cure her puppy. Okay. Public servant, do you see this? C60 will cure your puppy. Thank you for the super chat, Dylan, and thank you for letting our friend know. We'll look into that. Somebody remind me before the end of the show, and we'll look at C60. The request asked for documentation of the directions Sessions gave Huber about the review of the Clinton investigation. So I think I'm good reading the Daily Beast right there because we're going to see it in a Q post. Now, here is a letter from Matthew Whitaker to John Huber. We're going to look at that in a moment when we get to it. 1.5 years behind. That's right. And then look, our favorite Anon posts this amazing Pepe Moab meme. Anons understand now why we've been targeted daily by the fake news media and shills. Today, they are learning the truth. You have been prepared for what is about to take place. Dark to light, enjoy the show. Where we go one, we go all. And then next, this is that the existence of the DOJ letter. It strains credulity to believe that the Justice Department didn't know about this letter when they swore under penalty of perjury that it didn't exist. Well, I'd also like to remind everyone that Jeff Sessions actually said that he couldn't talk about ongoing investigations. So they may have sworn under penalty of perjury that didn't exist, but if they would have said that it existed, they would have been going against their prime directive, which was to protect the investigation. You don't exactly forget about a formal directive to investigate Hillary Clinton signed by Jeff Sessions, he added. The fact that they only found it the same week Matt Whitaker was headed out for the exit makes it hard to see DOJ's previous denial as anything but a deliberate attempt to conceal. Of course they had to conceal, because Clinton's and people around her, they would have just destroyed all the evidence. Sessions and Whitaker shouldn't escape accountability for skipping town. Wow. And our favorite Anon reminds us about the Scaramucci model. Temps have benefits. How do you keep a secret? How do you prevent leaks? Well, first of all, you don't tell anybody about it. And then you certainly don't tell somebody that is going, here we go. This is the new post, 3016. Another Sarah Carter status. The real reason they want open borders. Follow the maps. Illegal immigrants first, Americans last. They are afraid of losing power forever. They should be. Welcome to the Democratic Party. Let's take a look at the status from Sarah Carter. A vote for hashtag illegals. Speaker Pelosi says new immigrants must not have their votes suppressed. If you are an illegal alien, you don't have the right to vote. What they are doing is destroying the voting electorate of American citizens. They are canceling an American vote every time they allow an illegal to vote. Now, it's not, look at this. House Democrats vote in favor of illegal immigrant voting. Democrats in the House on March 8th voted to oppose a measure lambasting illegal immigrants voting in elections, a sharp reversal of a previous Republican attempt to discourage such practices. The 228 to 197 vote marks a major reversal from when the GOP controlled the chamber about 6 months ago, according to the Washington Times. At the time, Republicans voted to denounce illegal immigrant voting. We are prepped to open up the political process and let all of the people come in, Representative John Lewis, a Georgia Democrat, told colleagues as he led opposition to the GOP measure. Lori E. says, love the show. The mainstream media is going to downplay the evidence all they can. That's right, Lori. Thank you for that super chat. And you're totally right. They are going to do everything in their power to try to obscure the fact that this is happening. All right. You guys, I want to also mention, Roger Sloan says, checking in from South Carolina. Thanks for the info. Thanks, buddy. The people from Seavine, I am going to be in contact with them, and they're going to be on the show, and they're going to talk about their experience watching the military tribunals. So hopefully, maybe, depending on when they come on, there's going to be some really, really awesome stuff to report. Georgia Peach says, so exciting, it's popcorn time. Where we go one, we go all. That's right. Well, back to the article. We are prepped to open up the political process and let all the people come in. The vote on illegal immigrants came amid a broader bill dubbed the H.R. 1, or For the People Act, which purportedly aims at reducing the role of big money in politics, ensuring fair elections, and strengthening ethics standards, according to the Associated Press. My buddy LJ says, justice for September 11 and the full disclosure. I sure hope so. However, Republican lawmakers have slammed the bill as anti-democratic and unconstitutional. Oh, thank you for that super chat, LJ. H.R. 1 is not only a bad bill, many provisions in it are unconstitutional, Representative Matt Gaetz wrote on Twitter. In summary, it forces states to restore voting rights of felons, endangers First Amendment rights, federalizes congressional redistricting, and turns the FEC into a partisan organization. Even if the latest measure on illegal immigrant voting passes, it will not have any practical effect. The bill will face strong opposition in the GOP-controlled Senate, and federal law still states that illegal aliens are not legally allowed to vote in federal elections. Will Red Pill 78 give an interview to Dutch Q Music in the Netherlands? Tell them to get a hold of me. I don't know anything about him. Michael Cody says, M. Jackson, a diversion to keep eyes off living. That's right. I think you're right. I think they're giving up the people that are it's the easy fruit to pick. Michael Jackson, R. Kelly, as much as I like to see that R. Kelly is no longer going to be holding girls in chains in his basement or making disgusting videos, I think that they're trying to make it look like everything's R. Kelly or everything was Michael Jackson. Hello World says, I enjoy your patronage of our nation. It'd be a son I'd be proud of and promote. Oh, thank you so much. My mom should be here. She should be listening right now. Mom, you need to get a YouTube account so that you can chat with us. Meanwhile, the GOP-backed measure would have added language to the H.R. 1 election proposal stating that allowing illegal immigrants the right to vote devalues the franchise and diminishes the voting power of United States citizens, according to Fox News. Republicans expressed disappointment in the vote as they hoped to send a message to cities such as San Francisco that allow illegal immigrants to vote in school board elections. It sounds like I'm making it up. What kind of government would cancel the vote of its own citizens and replace it with non-citizens? Representative Dan Crenshaw, according to Washington Times. Crenshaw pointed out that last year, 49 Democrats joined the GOP to decry non-citizen voting. In this year's vote, on March 8th, only 6 Democrats voted in favor of it. Lawmakers approved the H.R. 1 bill Friday, 234 to 193. Republicans call the bill a power grab that amounts to a federal takeover of elections. But it was not only conservatives who opposed the bill. In a March 1st letter to Congress, the American Civil Liberties Union also urged lawmakers to vote against the proposal. We strongly urge the Rules Committee to allow floor amendments that would mitigate our concerns with the provisions that unconstitutionally infringe the freedoms of speech and association, the letter stated. It continued, saying that there are provisions in the bill that unconstitutionally impinge on the free speech rights of American citizens and public interest organizations. They will have the effect of harming our public discourse by silencing necessary voices that would otherwise speak out about the public issues of the day. Well, it sounds like there's at least one person working at the ACLU still who's worth a salt. And that's it. That is it from the Epoch Times. Epic Times. I got to add this to the show notes, guys. Where is my notepad? There we go. Okay, let's close that out. Prepping Sapper says, thanks, Mother Red Pill 78, for your son, a true patriot. Thank you very much. And yeah, definitely thanks to my mom. My mom is one of my heroes. All right, we're going to throw this Paul Sperry article in as well. You guys, did I miss a post? Was there any more posts that I didn't catch in there? It didn't look to me like there was anything from yesterday. Have to go. Thanks for all you do. Where we go, one we go all. God bless Q+. Thank you very much, Michael Cody. Thank you for that super chat. Ronnie Ferrier, please see me on Twitter. Then you know what I do. It is difficult to get info here in the Netherlands. Oh, okay. Well, follow me, Ronnie, and send me a message at RedPill78. Look at this, Nancy Pelosi. Let's see what Sarah Carter has to say about this whole debacle. A vote for illegals? Pelosi says new immigrants must not have their votes suppressed. When we talk about newcomers, this is Nancy Pelosi at press conference in Austin. When we talk about newcomers, we have to recognize the constant reinvigoration of America that they are, that we all have been, our families, and that unless you're blessed to be Native American, which is a blessing in itself that we respect, but that constant reinvigoration of hope, determination, optimism, courage to make the future better for the next generation. Those are American traits. And these newcomers make America more American, except they're not Americans. And we want them. We want them to come here to be fully part of our system, and that means not suppressing the vote of our newcomers. No, Nancy. If they want to come here and become American citizens, if they want to go through the process of becoming an American citizen, like so many people before them, then they get the right to vote. I can't go to the Netherlands, okay? I can't go to England and just cast a vote because I decided to show up. Post what on my Twitter, Roland? Or are you saying you posted on my Twitter? Hang on, guys. Oh, my mother has texted a bunch of times, you guys. Move to tears. Oh, yes, it does a lot. Oh, my mom sent me a video about C60. Oh, it's You Are Free TV. She's cool. So we have to look into C60. We got to look into C60 here, guys. Let's see. Let's go ahead and watch this video at Fox News.
Meanwhile, House Democrats already seem to be at least encouraging illegal immigrants to vote because Republicans were trying to crack down on that. Democrats blocked the effort.
That's right. Well,
Yeah,
go ahead, Ed.
go for it.
No, the Democrats in the House just passed H.R. 1. It's a bill they believe would curb money in politics. Here's some of the things from H.R. 1. Aiming to curb money in politics, easier to vote, automatic registration for 18-year-olds, public financing for congressional campaigns. Presidential candidates have to provide their tax returns. Wonder what that's about. Election day, a national holiday, an idea I actually support if you get rid of early voting, but they don't want to do that.
And
So.
even the ACLU released a statement against that, saying that it constitutionally impinges on free speech rights of American citizens and public organizational groups. I mean,
Yeah.
it's pretty telling when the ACLU is saying it's a bad idea and is unconstitutional.
Yeah, it's true.
Republicans said, hey, you want to do all these things. Okay, we get it. Democrats are in charge of the House now, but Republicans had a point of view that said, if you really want to make sure that the right people are voting, people who actually have a legal right to vote,
Yeah.
right, you should make sure and have a measure in there that says illegal immigrants clearly cannot vote because there's a concern about whether they are voting or not. Well, guess what? The House shot that GOP motion down 228 to 197. So they basically said, no, we don't want to include a provision that makes sure that illegal immigrants don't vote.
Think about this for a second, folks. Just register that in your frontal lobe. A vote whether or not illegals should be allowed to vote.
We have a statement from her here.
Sorry, guys.
She was in Texas a couple days ago.
Newcomers, we have to recognize the constant reinvigoration of America that they are, and these newcomers make America more American, and that means not suppressing the vote of our newcomers to America.
It's a new way of calling it.
Newcomers? Is that a formal
Stacey Abrams
term?
ran for governor down in Georgia, said, I need to put a coalition together. She was talking about Asian Americans. I need illegal aliens, whatnot. She said it out loud. This is what Democrats are saying.
And I think, it's not that there is a complete pushing out or a participation in the system. It's not as if there's ostracizing happening, but I think there's clearly constitutional and legal issues surrounding whether that should happen, and that's the issue here. It's not.
Yeah, and to be clear, if you're a newcomer who's a legal immigrant, you should have the right to vote.
This is about sovereignty. This is what the president says about, do we have a country or not? Does citizenship actually matter? The term newcomer is a joke. For someone to say that is a joke. You'd expect that from an activist on the street. This is the Speaker of the House.
But words matter. That's why they call it dreamers as well.
100%.
With words like
Create
that.
the narrative.
Okay.
Hey, you guys. We have a special guest. Isaac Kappy is in the house. Isaac Kappy.
So was Michael Cohen coached? Sources say.
Hold on just a sec. I'm going to bring him in. Isaac, are you there? No, hold on. Why? Ugh. Isaac, can you hear me? Will you call me? Because every time I call out, it cancels. Let's see. All right, you guys. So Isaac Kappy is an actor. He's somebody who came out as a conservative. Here we go. Isaac, are you there, my friend?
I am. How you doing, buddy?
I am awesome. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you showed up because it would not. Every time I try to call you from my computer, it cancels it. So cool, dude. I'm glad that you're here.
That's interesting, and interesting.
It's not entirely surprising because anytime that I seem to have somebody that has, something to say that they definitely don't want to hear, they find some way to kind of censor it. Like tonight, did you happen to catch the stuff about Schaffer Cox earlier?
I didn't. I was doing a quick little stream on Periscope when you first started. So I missed that. I'm going to have to go back and check it out.
Not a problem. Well, when I would put his website into the chat, it would fail. It would say that it couldn't send it. It would only do it if I typed it out and wrote a dot instead of, spelled out dot instead of writing a dot.
Yeah, the censorship is off the charts. It's absolutely amazing what lengths they're going to try and stifle the truth.
Yes, it's crazy. So, Isaac, for people in the audience who don't know who you are, give us an introduction. Who is Isaac Kappy?
Hi, my name is Zak Paine. I'm an artist, musician, former actor, and last summer I came out about the truth in Hollywood, about the truth about some former good friends of mine, and I like to think that I'm a warrior for truth.
Okay. So
I've definitely got the battle scars to prove it.
Yeah, so you came out with your story, your experience with certain individuals in Hollywood, and it essentially ended your career as an actor of what you were doing. For people who wonder why would you do that? Why would you come out and say that stuff if you knew that it was going to have that effect?
Well, I wanted to for a while, and in fact, I reached out to a bunch of kind of prominent people that I thought could maybe get the message out. Nobody got back to me.
Yeah.
I was in a lot of isolation and constant stress about, operatives. Had a lot of crazy stuff happen to my house, to just, weird cars, weird vans, people digging through my yard, people going through the gas to my house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so much stuff, and I was like, how do I get this out? I don't trust local people. Los Angeles is, we could probably say it's the epicenter for crimes against children.
Mm-hmm.
And, I was like, well, I don't want to go to them. They must have people on the inside, because, like, there haven't been any arrests. Look at, the stats compared to the arrests. So I didn't know where to go. I didn't know who to talk to. I was all alone. And then one day at Comic-Con last year, during Comic-Con, there were some people on 4chan, some Anons that were kind of dropping some stuff about Hollywood, and I was one of those people. And on that Saturday, I had an experience where I was filled with the most intense feeling ever. It felt like God was talking to me, and he said, "This is your 9/11." And at that moment, I drove down to Comic-Con, and I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to stream this and call these people out. And because I'm tired of it, I was just watching as the political discourse in this country was being directed by people who are predators against children.
Mm-hmm.
And they're confusing people. There's all these fans that watch their movies. They're lying about the president. They're lying about everything. And it's just because they're trying to save their butts. And it pissed me off. And I was like, this is it. It's time to make the stand. And just, I knew it was going to be difficult, but it was something that had to be done.
Right. And you faced a lot of flack. I mean, not just from people in Hollywood, but I mean, people in the truth community came after you too. I mean, tell me what happened with that.
Oh, it's, okay. So, Media Matters, David Brock, they came after me hard. TMZ, CNN, NBC. This was all to be expected. I knew that was going to happen. But what I didn't have any idea that would happen would be that so many people in the so-called truth community would come out against me. And basically, a lot of these people, they would make videos. People with like tons of subs. What's an example? Call for an Uprising. That guy did a slam video, said I was a LARP. I reached out to him through some people. Never even tried to get in contact with me. These people just, and that's just one example. There are many, many other examples. Probably the most egregious example is an open secret and entertainment lawyer who made it their life's mission to pretty much destroy my name. They lied about me. They accused me of profiteering. I've given over $4,500 last year to victims of crimes against children, to journalists and whistleblowers. I have given, this is all my own money that I gave, and these people are accusing me of just basically anything. They just threw the kitchen sink at me.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I mean, I remember when you came out, I mean, it was pretty big news, I think that, part of it is, people are, they're reticent to believe that somebody would be willing to put themselves in such a situation, to give up everything. And, or the fact that just because you're in Hollywood, by virtue of that, you must be a terrible person.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's not true. I mean, there are good people out there, and, I mean, we were talking about it the other day, and I imagine you were under a fair amount of stress, I mean, like having to live with the knowledge of what you knew. You want to tell us a little bit about, what happened with your friends?
Yeah, it was terrible finding out, coming to grips with it. They tried to get me to join their cult. They tried to pay me off for my silence. It was heartbreaking to know that people you love and trust are involved in very bad stuff. The emotional aspect for, before I came out, that was the hardest part, because it's utterly heartbreaking.
Yeah. And you want to tell us who they were, or are you not?
Yeah, sure. Seth Green, Claire Grant, James Gunn, Yarvo, Dan Ferguson, Matt Cohen. All these guys run together.
And that was one of the things that they used against you. They said that there was some type of harassment that this was all about you getting back at Claire and Seth or something like that.
Yeah, well, that was the media spin.
Yeah.
They published some letters that one I passed off by hand, the other I sent. Those letters, the first letter was sent when I sensed a different tenor in their disposition towards me, and I was like, well, this is now it's starting to get dangerous. So, being that I'm just one guy, I was, didn't have anybody that I was working with, didn't have any resources to help me navigate the situation. It's not like you get it's not like there's a handbook. So you find yourself in the middle of a child trafficking ring, So I sent that letter to protect myself. The first letter I mentioned a dead man switch.
Yeah.
Right? So I was like, all right, well, this is it's a preemptive measure.
Well, I mean, I think I probably would have done the same thing. I mean, you want to have something, having something in writing protects you. Somebody was asking, Seth Green and Claire Grant, was that her last name?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Her legal Claire Green, but that's his wife.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I think everybody's familiar with Seth. I mean, he was Scott Evil in the Austin Powers trilogy, and he makes that cartoon series on Adult Swim.
Robot Chicken.
Yep, Robot Chicken. Yeah, some twisted stuff.
It's right there in the name, right?
Yeah, chicken. Yeah. It's scary, man. And that's the whole thing about symbolism. They got to put it out there so that when it comes out, they can, be, oh, well, it's only because it's in this like popular lexicon or whatever, So what? And even since you came out, you kind of retreated for a little while. Did you go away? Didn't you tell me that you went to Australia?
Well, yeah, I didn't really. I did go out to Australia when my Twitter got suspended permanently under very flimsy pretenses. By the way, I got some death threats around that time, and I got death threats more times than that, but. It was just like I felt like I had to get out of the country for a little bit because things were a little bit spicy.
Yeah. Now, when you left, didn't you go see Fiona Barnett in Australia?
Yeah, I sure did.
Yeah, she's got a pretty insane story too, and she's also somebody who people have come.
I learned a little bit about Fiona when I was there.
Yeah, like how do you mean?
Well, Fiona falsely accused the Prime Minister and his wife and some good friends of mine in Australia of being part of a trafficking ring. Totally not true.
Really?
I asked her to apologize. She didn't. And then she just went MIA and deleted all of her social media. So.
Well, that's crazy. This is another part of it, the part of like this whole like truther phenomenon, because you've got people who are legitimate, who come out and they've got real stories. And then you've got other people who come out and maybe they tell a real story and then they attach a bunch of fake stuff to it. And it delegitimizes everything. It makes everybody look bad, and it's, this is one of the reasons why just like our favorite Anand says, you've got to use discernment. You've got to think for yourself, so it's just insanity.
It is, and it's difficult to navigate, and I had no idea what I was in for, and I would never take it back what I did.
Yep. Well,
I would do things a little bit differently, knowing what I know now, but...
Right. Well, I mean, all you can do is just keep moving forward and try to spread your truth in the way that you can. Now, you've got I know you got a YouTube channel now. You've got a Periscope that you're very active on, but no more Twitter?
No Twitter. The Periscope and the YouTube, oh boy. The Periscope, we've had some major problems in there. We've had last night, people were getting kicked out left and right. They couldn't get back into the stream. It happens every day. We get trolls, of course, but
Yeah.
This is coming from the people that run the app. Just massive suppression, censorship. YouTube. This is a funny story. So the day after I decided to sign up for a live stream YouTube, they instituted that new policy where they were just going to, just censor whatever they wanted to, basically.
Yeah.
The literal day after, I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Great timing. Great timing.
So, yeah, it's, these people have done everything they can to make my life not fun.
No, I mean, they do like a smear campaign, and then they just walk away and they completely ignore it for a little while, just because, I think maybe it helps with the idea that, people are not legitimate. They do everything they can to smear them, and then they completely ignore them, and then it's out of the public eye, and then people forget about it. But this stuff is not going away. It has never went away, and right now we are seeing the culmination of it here, with the Ides of March coming up, with the 18th of March coming up. Their Methods had sent me over something. The Denver International Airport was incorporated on March 19th. So then of course.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. So, it's never ending, except I'm hoping that now it's finally going to come to an end, because these people need to pay.
Oh, well, I agree with you. Oh, by the way, I wanted to congratulate you on the success of that Q book. I'm so happy for everybody.
Oh, well, I really appreciate it. The whole point of it for me, was the idea that people who read books do not necessarily go on Twitter or on 8chan, or even on YouTube. And I wanted to give people kind of a primer from my perspective, on the things that, I really saw early on, that made me believe that this was a real phenomenon. I mean, I was always into it. I always believed that it was real from the first time that I saw it. The first one that I was like, definite, I was, the Saudi Arabia stuff. When the Saudi Arabia stuff happened, I was like, this is real. This is real,
Oh, yeah.
So, and I really felt like, I was kind of dismayed at first when I heard that it was going to be sold through Amazon, but then I was like, Trump and Q-Team, they are using the deep state's tools against them to bring them down. And I said, if it's possible to do the same thing, and not that I had any say in exactly where it was going to be sold, but once I learned about it, I was like, okay, maybe this is what's going to happen. And I think that it's scared the heck out of them. And one other thing about it is that a book in print, you cannot destroy it once it's in somebody else's hands. You're going to have to go around and search them all out, and you're going to have to burn them. They can turn they can turn the internet off. They can cancel our accounts. They can delete our content, but they cannot go to every single person's house and destroy the books that are in their hands.
Yeah, I thought it was great. Being that it is on Amazon, that's where you get the most shoppers, so you get the most eyeballs. I found it really weird, all the backlash, although I suspect most of it is from people trying to infiltrate the Q movement and spread, disunity.
Yeah, I think that's very possible. I mean, I do understand some of the concerns that people had, but like I make it a point to not badmouth anybody in particular, and when it comes down to it, I believe that the intentions behind it were good. I believe my friend Roy, who's one of the editors, is in the chat right now. But I by and large, I just want everybody to know that, I'm just a normal guy who saw what was happening and wanted to have an opportunity to make a difference in whatever small way I could. And if it has a big difference, then, all the better.
Well, that's what's been beautiful about the whole Q experience, because it's enlisted everyday Americans to help out and take our country back. Without Q, Q came at a great time for me. I had about 10 days before Q dropped. Well, let's see. Was it the 28th of October?
Yeah.
Maybe like
27th,
13th,
28th.
Yeah, okay. So, well, regardless.
Yeah.
13, 10, whatever. I had a crazy experience where I was followed by a bunch of operatives, and it was getting really hairy. And when Q came out, I was like, oh, thank God. This will give us a little playbook here.
Yep. You know, and it's like, gang stalking is a real phenomenon. You know, I mean, like, it's not just Isaac that's had an experience. There's a lot of people out there. Okay. There was a guy who I was watching on YouTube. All right. He was putting cameras in around his house. He was going up against, like this police force in his town in California. And, he caught like surveillance teams outside of his house on video. They were using like side scanning radar on his house. I don't even know what they're called, but they're like surveillance machines that look into your house and can see like where you are from heat signatures. He caught off-duty police going into his house and like trying to plant evidence. And then mysteriously he stabs himself in the back, and he had just posted on YouTube that he was like, my life is in danger, and then next thing you know, he's dead.
Wow. When did this happen? That's awful.
Yeah.
Was that...
Say that again?
Was that recently?
It was last year. Maybe it was the end of 2017, but yeah.
Yeah, no joke. And then you think about, especially Hollywood, you think about Black Cube.
Yes.
Massage people. It's a spooky world out there, folks.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking just before you came in, we were talking about clowns in America, infiltration of all these different levels of government, all these different, tech companies, and they're not the only ones. You mentioned Black Cube. I've never talked about Black Cube on here before, but Black Cube is real. There are many different private intelligence companies who go out and they infiltrate all these different places, because then they have a reason to be there. They can gather intelligence, and then they can use things against you,
Yeah, well, I think we're going to find out that a lot of these people, well, we know in the mainstream media, but also the alternative media, are connected to intelligence apparatuses.
Yes. Specifically, one in particular. Peapod is asked a couple times, beware the Ides of March. The Senate murdered Caesar on the Ides of March. Makes me nervous. Red Pill, your thoughts? I think that President Trump is smart enough to know that on a date like that, he is going to need to have very, very good protection. Did you guys hear yesterday that there was a car, when the presidential motorcade was driving down the highway, a car out of nowhere slammed into the guardrail going like 100 miles an hour, trying to cross over into oncoming traffic. It reminded me of that time when the presidential motorcade was going by and that woman drove through the field and almost out onto the highway to crash into President Trump. So another assassination attempt. I'm going to go ahead and try to pull this up, but did you hear about that, Isaac?
He's got to be at what, like 15 now, at least?
Yeah.
It's such a testament, though, to... it's a testament to the way he does business, that he just lets it roll off his back, and he's back... if it was Obama, he would be crying about the first one, like we would never hear the end of it. Oh God, no! And it would be on every major news station. Okay, hold on. We're gonna show the video, you guys, because this is incredible. When you see this, I'm gonna just give it a little a talk up before I put it on. But so the car comes down the street. There's another car that's ahead of it. And they slow down and pull over and stop. So I was wondering if maybe this is like the handler for the car. Won't let me make it any bigger. There we go. Okay, so look, there's a car that's going to pull up and it's going to stop. And then this other car is going to come out of nowhere from behind. And then it's just going to smash into this guardrail. Thank God it was concrete. Right there. This car right here on screen, this white wagon... This had stopped prior to that other car pulling into the guardrail and trying to hit POTUS. So, again, I think that President Trump has had so many assassination attempts, and then on a day like the Ides of March, that he is definitely going to be insulated. I think that it's possible that
there's going to be, many arrests taking place in those days, because you think about it, guys, they're not going to be able to take them all down at the same time. I think they've been working their way up with the people so far, and they might even have, people that have been told that they're going to be arrested, or that, they need to turn themselves in on a particular day.
Yeah, probably, a lot of these people may have already made contact with.
Yeah, definitely. All right, brother. Well, I want to thank you very much for calling in tonight, Isaac. I know that you've got some stuff coming up in the future. I would like to have you back, and you're welcome on the show anytime, brother.
Oh, thanks so much for having me. It's been great, buddy.
No problem, man. Thank you for calling in again, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, cheers.
Peace. All right, guys. So yeah, if you want to learn about Isaac Kappy, you can go check out his Periscope. There's, he's a controversial figure, he came out and he made a lot of noise, when it comes down to it, I think that, there's no reason for him to have done that other than, that he legitimately wanted to expose some truth and get some stuff out there. Hang on just a second. It looks like he is a Riverside County. Okay. Oh my God, you guys. Someone needs to be prayed for. My source, Top Brass, his son was shot this morning. Oh my God. Someone shot his son, you guys. I so hope that this has nothing to do with the fact that he was willing to speak about what's going on. So please pray for Top Brass's son, you guys. This is bad. This is real bad. I'm asking who it was, if they caught him. If they caught anybody. Oh my God. All right, let's go ahead and check the board and see if there's any more posts. Please remind folks about your email. I'm getting personal emails for you. Jody, I'm sorry. You guys, my email is redpill78@protonmail.com. redpill78@protonmail.com. Yeah, I cannot believe that happened, you guys. Oh my God. Oh, jeez, oh Pete's. David. Pray for David, you guys. Please pray for David. He was shot with a .45 caliber bullet point blank in the ribs. That sure sounds like an assassination attempt to me. He's in stable condition. And he killed the guy who shot him. As he was falling down, he shot the guy right between the eyes. Thank God. Oh my gosh. Hold on just a second. I'm going to see if my friend is available for a call. Let me get my Discord open, just in case he is. Okay. All right. Sorry, guys. Please allow me to get this up. I'm going to call my friend here.
I'm here, buddy.
Gigi, oh my God. You guys, this is Gigi. This is Gigi. He came on and we talked about the possibility of that, about that FF event taking place on the 18th. So, Gigi, tell me what happened, buddy.
Okay, we originally, and we were gonna have TB over for dinner. I made a special dinner today, and he never called or showed up. So we kind of freaked out, because he's been dealing with some health issues lately. And so long story short, we're sitting here watching your show, and the phone rings. I turn the show down, and
he said, "Hey, I want you to get on the horn, call all your people, and tell them to pray for my son David." He took a 45 caliber point blank in the ribs today on the job. He's a sheriff, a Riverside County sheriff. So
Okay.
we're lifting him up in prayer, and he's in stable condition. Got the guy that tried to shoot him. So, but Top Brass is our family, and he's a patriot, so we want to lift him up.
Yeah, yet he definitely is. Okay, so was he involved in like a traffic stop, or was it this just on the street?
Got a domestic call and walked up a driveway, and immediately a pit bull came running at him. So he was already drawn and locked and loaded, or he probably wouldn't be with us right now.
Wow. I just want to let, clue everybody in on what happened. So Top Brass was my source for the LA Chopper story, and he also warned us about a potential FF event that might be taking place on the 18th of March. And Gigi is close friends with him, so that's how we're able to communicate about it. Top Brass is not able to come on the air, but Top Brass's son is a sheriff in Riverside County, California. He was at a domestic disturbance call today. He had his gun drawn because of the events that were taking place. It was a guy, it was a girl, Gigi, that shot him?
It's a guy.
A guy. Okay.
Yeah,
so this guy,
if it wasn't for the dog, he wouldn't have been drawn and locked and loaded because, he's always said, if a pit bull comes at me, I'm taking it out.
Yeah. So this guy shot him point blank in the ribs, and he returned fire, and he's now in stable condition.
Yeah, as he was falling backwards, bro, he got him.
My God. God was watching out for him, certainly.
No doubt. So we lift him up in prayer. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate it. And while I got you on the phone, just, don't be scared, be prepared. My motto, really good sale right now at Harbor Freight. You can get a 16-hour generator for $300.
Oh, that's a great deal.
Yeah. And hopefully we only have to use it once.
Yeah. Or even better, not at all,
There you go, brother. That's what we're praying.
All right, man. All right, well, listen, thank you so much.
Guys, and love everything you do, brother. Thanks for having us on again, and I appreciate the prayers. That's really cool that you stopped dead in your tracks and lift up a patriot. That's her. I appreciate that.
Of course, man, of course. God bless you too, Gigi. Thanks again for calling, and I'll talk to you soon, brother.
Okay.
All right.
Good night.
Yep, good night. All right, you guys, keep David in your prayers. That is a scary. Yes, he definitely had a vest on because he was in uniform. He was out on a call. So let's see. People are saying stuff in the chat. I need to send out a couple of thank yous. First of all, Roland G. Oh wait, no, I'm gonna go back further. Okay. Crunch Munch said, "Hey from South Dakota, keep up the good work. Where we go one, we go all." Roland G said, "Red Pill 78, please play that song again." I am going to play that song again at the end. No, everything is okay. That was an approved release of information from Top Brass, you guys. So he's fine. So don't worry about me doxing him. Didn't dox him. He asked Gigi to call and for us to do that. Let's see. So Richard Williams says, check your inbox later. Seattle Anon, pew pew. Thank you guys for the super chats. Paine says, it's all painful. Unfortunately, you're right. Jason Piercy says, I'm worried about a possible FF, but I'm excited to finally start seeing some justice. Thanks both you and Isaac for everything you two are doing. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I want to say thank you everyone who gave the super chats. That is very, very much appreciated. Yes, pit bulls are only as mean as their owners. If you've got a domestic disturbance happening and you send your pit bull out after the police officer that's there, there's only one reason that you're going to do that. So yes, we did have new drops from our favorite Anon today. I'm going to do a refresh on the screen and see if we've got anything new coming up. Nope, nothing new coming up. But let's just take a look back through here to make sure that we didn't miss anything. We had the Moab. That's a great Pepe meme right there, you guys. You gotta love it. Basically, we know, and now that the fake lamestream media is catching up with the knowledge that us Anons have had for a year and a half, they are freaking out at the idea that they're, Harbor Freight Gens. Well, if you're only using it one time, maybe it's not so bad. They're freaking out because they know now that there is an open investigation, probably very close to being closed, on HRC. We're going to see some stuff happening, you guys. It is happening. We were told tonight by our favorite Anon to stand at the ready and be prepared for what is about to come. Jody, think Q did drop one more? Let's go ahead and refresh. Let's see if we get another one. I'm not getting anything here on qmap.pub, you guys. Oh, did you guys see in my video the other night the search tool that allows you to search through all the posts? It is, hold on, Q research, like that. It's QRESEAR.ch. Okay. What is his name? Is it Resignation Anon? He's going to be on the show. We're going to have him on the show this next week. Let's see. Hold on. I need to look at my... Need to look through my messages real quick, you guys. My friend Terry Fell. Terry, I think I saw you out there tonight. Here we go. Resignation Anon. It is Resignation Anon. Resignation Anon is going to be on the show, and he's going to talk about the work that he did. He also has a website called resignation.info. We're going to take a look at that real quick right now. Tracking notable resignations. There's one new cute. Can somebody... It's not showing up. So 7,002... Ooh, this is a beautiful website, Resignation Anon. 7,231 resignations. 7,046, 249 got a new job, 19 got indicted, 5,370 organizations in 151 countries. This is top notch. Resignations by position, resignation by branches, resignation, top 5 reasons for resignations, top 5 resignations by people, top 5 resignations by organization. Ooh, UKIP, number 1. Top 5 resignations by country. Chi-Chi's barking now, you guys. You guys, I'm not getting a new drop. The most recent drop I have is 3017. Okay, thank you, Unknown Big. Thank you for telling me, you guys. Okay. Let's go ahead and just take a look at the last of these stories that I have up for the night. It's happening! It's happening! Sean Hannity, this was great. I did watch this morning when I woke up. The Deep State House of Cards, mark my words, it's about to come crumbling down. Fox News host Sean Hannity opened his Friday show with a stunning announcement. The Deep State House of Cards, mark my words, it's about to come crumbling down. Everything we've been revealing about the Deep State in 2 years will soon have very serious ramifications. I know you've been saying to yourself, what about all the people that we know have been abusing power, committing real and serious crimes? Hillary is done. Oh, sorry, Hillary is won. We're looking at people like McCabe and Comey and Strzok and Page and many, many, many more. About 85,000 more. What about the FISA abuses? Stripping Americans of their constitutional rights? What about the rampant conflicts of interest at some of the highest levels of the DOJ and FBI? Tonight we have great news. According to my sources, everything we have been revealing about the deep state for 2 years will soon result in very serious ramifications. You guys, it looks like I've also got a message from my friend Dana, Muffin's biggest fan. Let's see. Dana, okay. So Dana is putting together some type of an event in August of this year. It's going to be his birthday. Red Pill, Magamel, I did read 3017. We'll go back and read it again, though, hon. The Great Awakening. Attempts to divide will fail. Patriots have no skin color. Oh, maybe I didn't. Let's go ahead and read it. Stacy Dash, you're right. You're right. Sorry, Mel. Wisdom. Super Elite Texan. This gentleman speaks the truth. He's correct. He is, and we are all victims of discrimination for supporting Trump. This man, this father, refused to buy into the liberal agenda of all whites are racists and Black Lives Matters crap, nor does he want his children to. This is how people reacted. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
I have a Trump 2016 sticker on my car, or Trump Make America Great Again, and people ask me, they'll see me get out the car, and they'll go, is that your car? And I go, yeah, it's my car. With the Trump sticker? I go, yeah. They go, you're a Trump supporter? I go, yeah, aren't you? So it's just crazy, man. It's just amazing that I actually have to justify it. And the only reason they ask those questions is because of the color of my skin. The crazy part is, we use the words like discrimination and racism. We hear them all the time, but the reality is, I think I'm a victim of discrimination just by the fact that I'm not going with the crowd. The fact that I'm thinking for myself and decided to become a conservative and vote for President Trump, vote for the Republican ticket. I'm a disgrace to my party. Some people think I'm a disgrace to the history of blacks in America, and that's just ridiculous. I was born in 1971. I wasn't a victim of Jim Crow. I didn't have to sit in the back of a bus. I didn't have to do any of that. I think I've run for the country where words like that. I'm not saying that racism doesn't exist, but the reality of it, the way that most people want you to think about it, especially people on the left and the Democratic Party, is that it's happening every day. That I can't walk down the street without the fear of some police officer shooting me is ridiculous. I grew up. I have a family. I'm a business owner, and I don't want my daughters to grow up in a country believing that. And that's another reason why we're here today. And we want to just be an example and give other people permission to say, you know what, I'm willing to step out there too, because I don't agree with that stuff, no matter what they say.
Now, Sour Grapes made a valid point. Sour Grapes said, Patriots have skin color. It just doesn't matter. I completely agree. We all have our own unique cultures, our own pluses and minuses, and I think that we need to embrace what is naturally within us. And if we want to know about other cultures, then fine. If you don't want to know about other cultures, then that's fine too. Okay? Everybody's different, and I think the more we understand each other, the better along that we're going to be. Okay, so you guys, I have a Discord server, but I only use it for call-ins on the show. I don't know how to make it so that everybody won't just jump into the call-in. I would like to make it so that people can get on Discord, and then, it's a chat thing. It's a great way to do it. So Dana's got this event coming up in August for his birthday. He wants to get me and a couple other podcasters, YouTube personalities together, and he wants to have a celebration of sorts. And then we're going to do like a live podcast from there. It's still in the works, but you can bet that we're going to be talking about it here. Dana is a cool guy. He's, like I said, he's Muffin's #1 fan. He's the guy who coined the phrase, where we bark one, we bark all. I love it. I'm going to make a t-shirt that says, where we bark one, we bark all. Does anybody know how to set up a Discord a server? Like, if somebody can help me, and you're not going to get weird on me, like my last person who offered to help did, then please send me an email, and we can do this, okay? We can get it going, and then everybody can hang out, and we can all chat on the Discord all the time. And then we can use it for research. We can put stuff in there that we want to know about, and I think that it could be really, really awesome. Stacey Dash is a beautiful woman. Yes, Stacey Dash is a beautiful woman. She was in, what was it? That movie. I don't remember what she was in. Was it Clueless? Was she in Clueless, you guys? Dana says that he will have room for about 50 guests, if not more, so fans can come. That's great. Dana has offered to get me a mask so that I can still shroud my identity. We're hanging out. How did Pepe become a Q thing? It had happened on the boards. People took Pepe and started using it, in memes, and then it was just adopted. Now, I'm sure that there's a much longer history, but maybe let's look up the history of Pepe. History of Pepe. Hopefully I can find something that's not biased against Pepe. Here we go. Know your meme. Pepe the Frog is an anthropomorphic frog character. Oops. Okay. No thanks. Take me to the meme zone. Pepe the Frog is an anthropomorphic frog character from the comic series Boys Club by Matt Fury. On 4chan, various illustrations of the frog creature have been used as reaction faces, including Feels Good Man, Sad Frog, Angry Pepe, Smug Frog, and Well Memed. So he was created in 2005 in this comic right here. There you can see. And then these are some of the original memes right here. So in 2008, throughout 2008, Pepe was mostly associated with the Feels Good Man reaction image. On February 4th, Something Awful contributor John Hendren posted the Feels Good Man comic to the site. In 2009, an edited version featuring a distraught-looking Pepe with the caption Feels Bad Man began circulating as a... Oh, sorry, you guys. I need to get something to drink. As a reaction image on 4chan and the bodybuilding forums. On January 25th, 2011, an interview with Fury was published on Know Your Meme, in which he discussed the origins of Pepe the Frog. On June 13th, 2014, the Pepe the Frog blog on Tumblr was launched. And on July 23rd, the Pepe the Frog Instagram feed was created. On October 25th, the Reddit subreddit Pepe the Frog subreddit was launched for content featuring the frog character. On December 7th, a Facebook page for Pepe the Frog was created, and there's also a Pepe the Frog net Tumblr. Australian jet lag got me like. That's Pepe the Frog right there. Me on Instagram for the next few weeks trying to get my followers back up. Donald Trump, of course, tweeted Pepe the Frog on October 13th, 2015. Right there. That's amazing. I remember when this happened. Retweeted it. On January 2nd, 2017, the Twitter account for the fast food chain restaurant Wendy's responded to a user who asked, "Got any memes?" with a picture of Pepe the Frog drawn in the likeness of the Wendy's mascot. The tweet shown below drew criticism and was deleted, causing the account to tweet, "Our community manager was unaware of the recent evolution of the Pepe memes meaning," and this tweet was promptly deleted. Pepe the Frog is not a... it's not racism. It's not about hatred. It was turned into that by Hillary Clinton. She called it that because it was used to support Donald Trump. Now, that's just because Hillary Clinton can't get her own memes. Nobody's making Pepe the Frog memes in respect of Hillary. Yes, Keck. You guys want to hear about Keck? What is Keck? All right. This is great. This is a really good one. Keck is a translation of the acronym LOL. When reading texts written by members of the Horde faction as an alliance prayer in the online multiplayer world of Warcraft. Now, I want to hear about Keck God. Here we go. The truth about Pepe the Frog and the cult of Keck. I'll cut right to the chase. Pepe the Frog isn't a white nationalist symbol. Pepe the Frog isn't a harmless meme propagated by teenagers on the internet. Pepe the Frog is, in fact, the modern-day avatar of an ancient Egyptian deity accidentally resurrected by online image board culture. Does that sound like the most bat SHIT crazy thing you've ever heard? Strap in, friendo. You're in for one HE double hockey sticks of a ride. This is great. When memes collide, the origins of Pepe the Frog. The precise origins of Pepe the Frog are, like all image board memes, obscure and unimportant. All you really need to know is that sometime around 2010, a sad-looking cartoon frog began to trend among posters on 4chan.org and similar underground message boards. Shortly after, the age-old piece of online vernacular using to express laughter, LOL, fell out of favor on these sites. In its place, a new slang term of synonymous meaning rose to common use, and that is Keck. The origins of this trend are much more important. It comes from an odd technicality involving the Korean language and the popular video game World of Warcraft. Keep that in mind for later. You guys, I gotta get some water. Hold on just a moment. Okay, I'm back. That's good. You're welcome. I realize there's a lot of people out there who don't know what the origins of Pepe and Kek are. So, keep that in mind. And so, just like that, two seemingly unrelated elements that would later give life to a deity were arranged in piecemeal fashion. But they remained dormant for several years, up until Donald Trump and the 2016 election. By this time, Pepe the Frog had become the unofficial mascot for 4chan's political discussion board, a highly despised corner of the internet befittingly entitled Politically Incorrect. Pole is a place where the unspoken outsiders of millennial culture gather en masse. Here you'll find the lonely and depressed, the socially inept, the generational dropouts, and all shades of disenfranchised youth. Every one of them united with an unshakable underdog mentality that pervades the forum's every kilobyte. To call this place a white nationalist or alt-right website message board is categorically incorrect. Pole, above all else, is a place where our society's status quo is mercilessly challenged. It's a melting pot for well-meaning freethinkers and misguided madmen alike. It is a place of chaos. So when Donald J. Trump strolled onto the political scene in 2015, it was a match made in heaven. He immediately became Pole's candidate of choice. And it wasn't long before he was mated with Pole's beloved mascot in typical image board fashion. Beautiful. And then something very strange began to happen. The digits declare a deity. One last thing you need to understand about image board culture: dubs. Every post on 4chan and similar venues comes with an 8-digit numerical stamp. This number represents that post's entry position in the entire posting lineage of that image board. With the amount of traffic these sites get, the last couple digits of this number are essentially a random roll. When a poster gets repeated digits, it's called dubs, trips, quads, and so on. Since a poster can't know their post number until after they've submitted the post, it's common for people to bet the contents of their message on the occurrence of repeating digits, like so. 77, 44, 98. No, not working. When the endeavor proves successful, a get has been made and the stroke of luck is celebrated. Out of this practice, a strange phenomenon began to take place on Pole. Discussion threads associated with Trump displayed noticeably frequent gets. 477, 430, right there, 77. It wasn't long before all these seemingly random elements discussed so far became irreparably tied together within image board culture. Pepe the Frog, now Pole's unofficial mascot. Donald Trump, now Pole's overwhelmingly candidate of choice. Repeating digit post numbers, gets. Kek, used as an expression of delight, particular in response to Trump's trolling of the establishment, as well as in reaction to unlikely gets in general. And a god was born. All sevens. Ooh, someone posted Trump will win, and it's all sevens. This was very exciting. 7 is the most powerfully magic number. Look at that. All sevens, and it's Trump will win. Here's how it started to get weird. The queer coincidence of Kek. Soon it became all the rage on Pole to hail Trump as nothing less than God's chosen candidate. But which God's chosen candidate exactly? The answer is obvious. Kek. Remember how we learned that Kek the meme came about from an obscure Korean language onomatopoeia, completely independently from Pepe the Frog? Well, it turns out that Kek is also, and always has been, an ancient Egyptian deity, a frog-headed one. Quite the coincidence, wouldn't you say? A little, perhaps you reply. A little indeed, but that's just the very tip of the synchronicity iceberg. That's just where this unfathomable string of coincidences begins. And where it ends? We just don't know. Day by day, this is all getting stranger. The second major little coincidence can be found when one looks into what Kek stood for among the ancient Egyptian pantheon. Kuk, also spelled as Kek or Keku, is the deification of the primordial concept of darkness in ancient Egyptian religion. Like all four dualistic concepts in the Ogdod, Cuck's male form was depicted as a frog or as a frog-headed man, and the female form as a snake or a snake-headed woman. As a symbol of darkness, Cuck also represents obscurity and the unknown, and thus chaos. Also, Cuck was seen as that which occurred before light, thus was known as the bringer in of light. And who else at this point has been declared a bringer of light into the world of enthusiastic supporters, mainstream and image board alike? Trump. It gets even weirder. The pot really started to boil when this bizarre misprint statuette was dug up from a mysterious vendor called Ancient Treasures on Amazon. For years, the product has been coincidentally mislabeled a Keck statue, despite actually bearing the hieroglyphics for the frog goddess Heket. And you know, the one thing about this one unique arrangement of hieroglyphics, they bear an undeniable resemblance to a certain special something. Do you see it? A person sitting down in front of a computer, like, say, to post on an image board. And what's that on the other side of the computer? The prophecy of Keck. Ancient statue of Keck. Here is the hieroglyphics, which show a person in front of a computer. And right there is meme magic. With this holy talisman's discovery, the cult of Keck suddenly took on a concrete form. This new digital faith is summed up neatly in this image passed around on all the other image boards of the day. Keck is the deification of the primordial concept of darkness in ancient Egyptian religion. He embodies the right time before the dawn, making him the bringer of light. Keck is portrayed as a man with a frog head. In hieroglyphics, Keck is portrayed as a man seemingly sitting at a computer screen. Pairs and numbers are very important in the Og-Dode mythology. Repeating numbers were used to create the universe, according to the Ogdod. Keck is using 4chan as a vessel to spread his message and to usher in a new era of light. Can we go back to the documents later? People are being rude when Isaac came in, and the guy, if he wants to unhide anything, then he will. Okay. Keck, god of chaos. It gets weirder. Pepe Keck emerges in plain sight on September 11th, 2016. Soon, polls users were, quite ironically, at first, attributing all strokes of luck for the Trump campaign and otherwise all strokes of misfortune for the Hillary campaign to their benevolent frog-headed deity that spoke to them in dubs. But all of that came to a head on September 11th, 2016, when 3 major mind-blowing events transpired within 48 hours of each other. 3 events that would change the face of Keck worship forever. Hillary Clinton fainting or nearly fainted in New York. The overwhelming sentiment on polls still reeling from this event is captured 2 days later in this post. Stop, please. I don't believe in meme magic at first. I didn't believe in meme magic at first. I thought you were all joking. Then Trump won his first primary, and I thought, hey, that's a coincidence. Then he became the candidate, and I thought things were getting weird. Now Hillary is getting sick, and the media is talking about Pepe. It's clear as day your memes are effing with the fabric of reality. Stop, please, I beg you. You're effing with powers you don't understand. If you keep this up, you could meme us all out of existence. Number 2. Hillary Clinton literally declares Pepe the Frog an enemy of the state with paper-thin reasoning. Here's the short version. Pepe is a cartoon frog who began his internet life as an innocent meme enjoyed by teenagers and pop stars alike. But in recent months, Pepe's been almost entirely co-opted by the white supremacists who call themselves the alt-right. They've decided to take back Pepe by adding swastikas and other symbols of anti-Semitism and white supremacy. What can I or anyone else hope to add here? How bizarre does reality get? How deep does the rabbit hole go? Oh, I see how deep. Really effing weird. Keck, Pepe's musical anthem is discovered on YouTube. Now get a load of this. While all of this was happening, one or a few anonymous 4chan contributors discovered an old track from the 80s on YouTube. A track stamped all over with a very familiar face. Chatelet. And it's produced by Magic Sound, and it's a picture of Pepe the Frog. You guys, I'm going to post this this song on my Twitter so you guys can hear it, because I can't play it on the stream because I'll get shut down again. It's a beautiful song. Beautiful song. Okay. It's shared to my YouTube right now. Chatelet. That's right, folks. A B-side vinyl by performer Pepe, sporting a frog with a magic wand. A frog. And what's Pepe stand for? Point, emerging, probably entering. Probably. What are sweet repeating digits gets all about? Probability. What is the gist of Kekism on Pole? He speaks to them through doves. Their ancient Egyptian god of obscurity and chaos emerges and enters at points of probability. Feel like that's a stretch? Check out the full-length vocal versions. Album artwork is indeed adorned with... Don't see the significance? Let 4chan help you. Guys, the Trump Tower clock. The Trump Tower clock is here on the Pkwy album. Again, note the post's number. 88. And, hey, who is that fair-haired man pointed toward Trump Tower's clock in the artwork? Gee, I wonder who. It's Donald Trump, you guys. Donald Trump's a time traveler. Okay, what the heck is going on? Most likely, chaos magic. Roger Sloan says, what would Hillary's meme be? 3, 2, 1, and go. I think it would be a tombstone. You see, one of the core tenets of chaos magic practice, the only mainstay really, is the creation of magic sigils, called glyphs, to codify and project one's will onto the universe. Basically, you make an image that represents your will, desire fueled by powerful emotions or altered states, and the universe will take care of the rest. When a lot of people pool their united willpower towards a single sigil, it's called a hypersigil, and it's exponentially more potent. Pepe Kek is 4chan's hypersigil. Millions of the little people that browse 4chan have embedded the image of Pepe with their hatred for Hillary's alleged corruption and their hope for Trump's victory over her in November. Whether they did this consciously or not, it's exactly what has happened. And so far, the hypersigil seems to be working. Hold up. You're seriously telling me magic is real? Absolutely I am. But you must understand, magic probably isn't what you think it is. It's not about wand waving or pentagrams or sacrificing babies, although that exists. Magic is actually much less involved than that. As a matter of fact, you're casting magic right now. You pretty much always are, whether you like it or not. That's because the real magic comes from plain and simple human attention. How you look at reality shapes it in ways that we're only now beginning to fully understand. Ironically, the science of quantum physics is rapidly bringing the reality of magic to light. Chatelet. That is the end of the article, you guys. So, this is pretty amazing to me. I found this last year, and it is an excellent explanation of what Kek is, what Pepe is, all of these things, pulling them together. It is our collective energy. They don't like the fact that I'm talking about this because now my stream health is not doing so hot. Let's see. There we go. All right. Okay, so we're gonna go look at the documents, you guys, and then I gotta go because my mouth is very, very dry from talking so much. I'm gonna talk about all this stuff tomorrow, but this was a FOIA request that was sent to the DOJ. This is a supplemental response to your Freedom of Information Act request from November 22nd, 2017, in which you requested various records pertaining to this information. So it gave us, oh hi Chi-Chi's here. It gave us this email to John Huber from Matt Whitaker. This is from Jeff Sessions to Huber. This is the letter. In consultation with the Deputy Attorney General, I have requested that you review the matters referenced in the enclosed November 13th, 2017 letter from Assistant Attorney General Stephen Boyd to House Judiciary Committee Chairman Robert Goodlatte, and make recommendations to me, the Deputy Attorney General, as appropriate. Your review need not include matters that you determine are within the scope of the investigation being conducted by Special Counsel Robert Mueller. So here is a letter to Chairman Goodlatte from Stephen E. Boyd. This is another letter. This responds to their request about the appointment of a special counsel to investigate matters related to Uranium One and the Clinton Foundation. Oh, and that's the end of those documents. Okay. All right, you guys. I'm glad that everyone hung out with me here tonight. We have over 2,000 people in the chat. This is so much fun. Every time we get a chance to do this, I like live streaming. I like being able to bring you guys the news. Don't forget, tomorrow, early in the morning, I'm going to be releasing... oh, no, actually... We'll see how many people watch this. I might release my video either tomorrow night or maybe during the day sometime. It depends on what I get a chance to do. I'm trying to take the day off. Today was another big work day for me. I had to get a lot of stuff done. So I appreciate everyone that came tonight. As always, I am Red Pill 78, the corruption detector, and this was your Red Pill News. Good luck, everyone. And God bless. Oh, we're going to play the song. Don't go anywhere. Hold on. Song as an outro. Let me move the chat over so I can see you guys. Okay, here's the... Hey, and everybody, if you haven't hit that like button, please hit the like button. We had a bunch of people drop out because they thought I wasn't going to play the song, but here we go.
Stretch out like an ocean, like a dream, where I'm waiting for the world to wake from its sleep. Haven't I given all? Here I stand. Someday soon I'll be free. What a day that will be. Oh, the war's already won. The lies are scattered and undone. Now there's time between me and what is mine, and the truth will shine through in the end. Until then, didn't I give it all? I will stand there I fall. Someday soon I'll be free. What a day that will be. Change my fate, dear God, I'm not too late. Haven't I given all? Here I stand, there I fall. I am you, you are me. We are one, don't you see? 'Cause I was made for greater things. Dungeons have made many kings. One day soon I will be through the veil. Wait for me. One day soon I will be through the veil. Wait for me.
Such a beautiful song, you guys. Oh my God. It just breaks my heart to see that. Look at him and his son and his kids. Oh my God. We need to work on getting Schaffer Cox freed. Okay. Again, I want to tell everybody to go check out his website, freeschaffercox.com. Jordan Page, an amazing musician, jordanpagemusic.com. All right. We need to make sure that President Trump knows about this. And don't forget to spring ahead, guys. Daylight savings time is tonight. We're going to lose an hour. So don't forget. All right. We've got 1,500 diehard Red Pill 78 fans still in the room. Thank you, everybody, once again for joining me. As always, I am Red Pill 78, the corruption detector. And this was your Red Pill News. Good luck, everyone, and God bless.